Here with head coach Dan Weisse after a wild 84-80 win over the Concordia St. Paul Golden Bears. And Dan, after the second half last night, you got to feel pretty good about getting this overtime win over a really good Golden Bear team.
Well, they're tough to guard. They got different lineups. New coach does a really good job. And just the difference was two halves. We played two halves today and an overtime yesterday. We played a good first half and then couldn't hold them second half. So we made a few adjustments, but our guys, I just thought, did a better job of buying in and playing for 40 minutes today.
One of the big things today was balanced scoring. George Jarvich was in double figures. I think he had 19. Brian Sitzman was one of the better players down the stretch for you guys. So balanced scoring has got to be a good thing for you and your coaching staff.
Well, we don't have that elite score, but
Right.
I think we got more guys that can get to that double figure mark. And if we keep sharing the ball, it might be a different guy night in, night out. But we're looking for consistency. We want to play a little deeper this year. We had to go a little smaller today because Concordia went a little smaller, but I thought our guys adjusted well and made enough plays at the end.
Talk about the lineup there, because you kind of stuck with the same five there and it was working for you. So you got to like what Josh Dilling has done in his first two games in his career. He's gonna be a pretty solid player for us, but Quentin Winterfeld put some good minutes in as well. So you kind of stuck with that lineup the final 10, 12 minutes, didn't you?
Well, they went small, so it gave some guys an opportunity to get out there and play. And it's one of those situations where if they're playing well and they can go and they don't get gassed and they can keep going, might as well keep them going if they're playing well. So that's what we did. And, it's a next man up mentality. We got in some foul trouble yesterday. They got in a little bit of foul trouble today. But our guys, again, fought through a little adversity, a little extra overtime period, and it was good to make a couple extra plays today.
A lot of new guys on this roster, Dan. One of the new guys, Morgan Carter, JUCO transfer. I thought he gave you some good minutes there in that first half. Scored his first career bucket early on in the game. So just talk about Morgan's game a little bit.
Well, Morgan's an inside-outside guy. Morgan's one of those guys where if you tell him to do something once, he'll go do it. You don't have to keep harping on him to where you want him to be. And he's kind of one of those glue guys that he's just a solid guy that's going to get it done what coach asked to get done. So he's been good. Again, because they went small, he didn't play as much as the second half, but his time's coming.
Talk about next week, a big game, a big series actually, with two games with MSU Moorhead, a team that we swept last year. A lot different team for both sides. You're familiar with MSU, obviously, so just kind of talk about what the Dragons are going to bring into Crookston next week.
Well, the pick top of the league, second in the league on the north side. Obviously, they're well coached. A lot of respect for Coach Walthall over there, as I've been with him for 3 years before being over here at Crookston. They're one of the older teams in the league. They got some guys that have been there, done that. And, we've done a nice job with that team. I think they're aware of that, so we better be ready to play because they definitely will be.
All right, thanks, Dan. Best of luck next weekend.
Thank you, Hunter.